Four Boys Garage back here with some tips on how to stay cool in a heat wave. One of the best things you can do if you're running your air conditioning at home is make sure your filter is clean. I have opted to use these 1-inch filters and like a basic filtration, but change them about once every month or 2 months. I used to run these 4-inch filters, but they're just too expensive and people don't replace them often enough. So you're better off just keeping them changed more frequently and inexpensively. I like to buy several of these and just have them stacked up here ready to go. I don't like the way that this thing doesn't seal very tight around here, so I use painter's tape to sort of make up the margin, and I just reuse it every time. Probably about due for some new tape, but keeps this sealed up so you're not pulling cool air from your basement, and really just focuses on pulling it from your return vents. Another thing you can do, a little more in depth but is still DIY friendly, is you can clean your A-coil for your air conditioning. Definitely more involved, not really a quick job, but certainly helps cool efficiently and protect your equipment and prolong its life if you keep your A-coils nice and clean. I don't know what the recommended interval is, probably every 3 to 5 years. I'm sure they recommend getting your A-coils cleaned. During that time, you also want to be sure to flush out your condensate drain. Really good hot tap water. Flush the line, because the condensate line can support bacterial growth that kind of gets slimy and can block the line and actually can spill out onto the floor. Also inspect your refrigerant line insulation. Make sure it's complete, it goes all the way, and doesn't have any holes, tears. Not only will it sweat inside and drip, but you'll lose efficiency. Alright, here this is all taped up. I like to put the date on there. That way I know when it was changed last. It really reduces airflow, and I really recommend sticking with sort of these basic filtrations, which this one I guess is called basic, but it's really middle of the road. There's some that are worse, but you really want to avoid the like allergen types. They really reduce your airflow and can cause not only inefficient cooling with your system, but a lot of strain on your blower motor, and it can also cause freeze up with your A-coil if you don't have enough airflow. Same thing with a dirty filter. If your filter gets dirty and you're not changing it frequently enough, you can cause all those same problems. It's just too much restriction. Professionals really recommend not running a filter that's too tight. Many of them probably would recommend these 4-inch filters, but I think that you're really better off with a 1-inch and changing it often. If you need better filtration in your house, you really could just get some small air filters and put them throughout, like HEPA air filters, and put them throughout if needed. Those are much cheaper than your central equipment here. You also want to make sure your outside insulation to your outdoor unit is in good condition. This we just replaced, did a quick video on that, and went ahead and replaced that where it meets the house, the thumb there. Make sure it's good and sealed up. But you want to double check this, and you also really want to make sure and check your outdoor unit, the coils. These need cleaned. And you can easily spray these down with just your garden hose. Strong water from your garden hose nozzle. Don't use a power washer, and really just flush these really good. We have a video on that, and we'll put a link up there for that. But just a good quick rinsing is a great way, especially anticipating a heat wave or during a heat wave, is a great way to get good airflow through here and really optimize how efficiently your outdoor unit is running, especially when you need it the most. You can do a more thorough cleaning with popping the lid off. It's really just removing these screws, and I think we cover that in our outdoor unit cleaning video. And then you can sort of reach down and blast the water from the inside out. You can also spray down the coils with some soapy water and kind of let that marinate, and then rinse it off for a good thorough cleaning. Not sure during a heat wave if you want to do that, because obviously your AC will be down during that time. So maybe just a quick outside spray is a good way to get started, and then when your weather cools down, revisit that for a more thorough cleaning. You can also double check that your caps are all tight and you're not leaking any refrigerant during this time. You can also check where your refrigerant lines meet your evaporator inside to make sure those nuts are good and tight. Following these few basic tips will really help you get the most out of your air conditioning during a heat wave. Four Boys out.